Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. Today we're checking out the tabletop simulator of your dreams, all on board. Now today we're doing a showcase video because this has been sponsored by the developers. I'll give you all the details about this game, show off plenty of gameplay, let you know who I think this game is ideal for, and finish off with a bit of my first impressions. Now there are of course links and timestamps if you want to skip ahead, but first let's take a brief look of what this game looks like when it's filled with a bunch of your numbskull friends.
Right in my house through the power of mixed reality.
Isn't that creepy? I mean, awesome.
No, thank you. Genghis, my couch is over. Ow!
I can't wait to upload part of this footage as like just a 3-second segment, and then somebody's gonna be like, "You did that wrong. You did that move wrong. That's not in the official rulebook."
What? She stole my card! Genghis just stole my cards!
Hey, that's not how it works. Oh, just go and take those. This turns south so fast.
No, she's just trying to confuse us at this point. It's nope.
Too bad.
I was just asked to make a short out of this. This is the footage right here.
Okay, I knew things were going to go sideways the second we invited Genghis VR, but this is a tabletop simulator. So if you have real life friends that would do something stupid like flip the table, yeah, they can do the same here. They could cause plenty of havoc, but we'll get back to that later in the video. For now, let me explain exactly what this game is all about. You could pick up All on Board today on both the MetaQuest and Steam VR with multiple different purchasing options available. You could pick up the basic platform for $9.99, additional game DLCs range from $7 to $13, and you can get the full package with all included games for $49.99. At launch, it has 6 licensed board games, including The Binding of Isaac, 4 Souls, Terraforming Mars, Rallyman GT, The Hunger, Escape the Dark Castle, and Istanbul. There's also other classics available such as Chess, Checkers, and Parcheesi, and they are planning to add more licensed titles over time as paid DLC. Now this is an aspect that I really wanted to discuss because they're doing something really cool with the paid DLC, and these 6 included titles will define if All on Board is right for you or not. See, I actually wasn't familiar with these games. All of them. I've heard of some of them, like Istanbul and Terraforming Mars, but I've never played. And these are actually quite complex board games. I'm sure some people out there are familiar with these games and they may know and love them, but they know it's probably going to take 30 to 90 minutes for a play session, but you also need to learn the rules first. And this is where the game says, listen, it's a simulator. We're going to give you the board. We're going to give you cool graphics. We're going to give you the same dice. We're going to give you everything you need to play, but you're on your own. It's not going to stop and say, hey, it's your turn. It's your turn. It's acting as if it is in your living room. You opened up the box, you took out the game, and you're ready to play. So just be prepared. It's great if you want to learn some new games or you have one friend who's like, we got to play Terraforming Mars. We got to play Terraforming Mars. And he moved away. Well, now you could play across the world with him or a bunch of random people or private lobbies, of course. I know randos is a concern we'll get to later on. But there's a lot of options here, and you could even do it in mixed reality or virtual reality. So you could have the tabletop feel, or you could be in the really cool environments that they have created. I will say though, if you're not familiar with these board games and don't have the patience to learn, this probably isn't right for you. I guarantee there will be a bunch of really cool people in the community that spend their day teaching people how to play these games, but I'm sure there might be a bunch of jerks out there that try and ruin the fun for everybody. It is the internet after all. Now, as for the upcoming paid DLC, the really awesome aspect of that is only one person in the room actually needs to own it. So let's say they add Risk to All on Board. That's a game I'm familiar with. I could go purchase that DLC and create a room for all of my friends and show them how to play this tabletop experience. And when you think about it, that's actually a really good deal because Risk still sells for like 40 bucks in the store, and you'd have to get all of your friends over to your house, which just never happens. Now, each game room that you open up can be private or public. You can hide the room if you're streaming or something like that. And additional people can come in. So let's say it's a 2-person game like Checkers. Additional people can come in as observers, just sit there and watch the game. Luckily though, they cannot touch the board. So that's really nice. So you don't have to worry about being in a public room and some, kid jumps in and just wrecks your board just for fun. That won't happen. That was nice to see. Additionally, if a kid comes in and they're a jerk, you can mute them. So they do have those safety features. You could, redo the room, make it private, whatever you need to do. So I'm not too concerned there. Just don't invite Genghis.
No. Clearly far too complicated. That's not gonna make for a good video for sure.
Now, I did want to show off some of the game's environments because they're really well done, and also mention the fact that the game does have some video tutorials built in, but I would have liked the game's official manual to also be available. If it is included and I missed it, I apologize. The video tutorials are basic YouTube videos that have been created by the developers, and they've taken the time to walk you through the titles. It is much easier though if you have someone in there who knows how to play the game. And I just want to round today's video out with my first impressions. Now, I originally tried this back at Gamescom a few months ago, and I was pretty impressed. I thought the concept was absolutely fantastic. The ability to play board games with your friends across the world or locally if you want, and to have actual licensed IPs in there, that's awesome. I do wish it was locked down a little bit more. It was a less simmy. It gave you a little bit less control, like said, hey, it's this person's turn, it's this person's turn. Now, I know it's a pretty insane amount of work to incorporate the rule sets from all these different games, but I would have liked to see it happen. It just makes the flow a little bit easier and introduce people to board games a little bit more. As it stands, this is pretty niche, but if you love board games, this is absolutely fantastic. It is a dream come true. You know, for a cheap price, you get access to a lot of different games and a community of people who actually like to play those games. So that's solid. For me, the real seller though will be when we see what other titles get announced for it. And if there's something that I'm looking forward to, something that interests me, I will definitely be all over this because I'm actually a pretty big board game player, but it's more Warhammer and Dungeons and Dragons, not these type of board games. And that was my video, guys. If you have any additional questions, please let me know down in the comments. I'll do my best to get back to you. If you enjoyed this, you know what to do. Thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on next time.